Hello and welcome to the Bot Box. We're going to be here for a little while. Scraptosaur made its debut in the Dutch Wars and looked completely different to how it would do later on. A diamond-shaped green, blue, yellow bot with a flipper at the rear end and no way to self-right. It also had a spike at the front end. Scraptosaur's first fight came in Series 1 Heat B of the Dutch Wars against Spikebot Alien Destructor, which also had quite the tail. Alien Destructor poked Scraptosaur early on, but the two mostly danced around each other. Scraptosaur nudged Alien Destructor, which led to the Spikebot getting shoved into a circular lot. It escaped only for Sergeant Bash to drag Alien Destructor around by the tail. Once totally free, Alien Destructor shoved Scraptosaur into a wall. That got Scraptosaur free, or once Alien Destructor had another row with the house robots. Alien Destructor opened the pit, but time ran out in the battle and the judges were called in. The judges ruled Alien Destructor to be the winner, so it was the losers melee for Scraptosaur, where it faced Pyramid of Chaos, a sword-wielding pyramid-shaped robot, and Axebot RCC. RCC, however, was too poorly to compete and pulled out. Scraptosaur got a couple of hits in early on Pyramid of Chaos before opening the pit. Scraptosaur rammed Pyramid of Chaos before it died. So Matilda and Shunt attacked Pyramid of Chaos. It got cooked, axed, flew airflow flipper and got pitted. So Scraptosaur went through to face Vertical Spinner Pulverizer. Scraptosaur chased Pulverizer whilst the latter was spinning up, only for Pulverizer to turn around and turn Scraptosaur over. Scraptosaur could not self-right, and so it got counted out, attacked by Matilda, writing and killing Scraptosaur in the process, and Cease got called. Naturally, when the second Dutch Wars came round, Scraptosaur was now a silver-coloured box flipper with a nice little pattern on the side. Landing in Heat D, it drew Horizontal Crusher Tough as Nails, which you may well remember from last year. Scraptosaur nearly got grabbed before it, in fact it did get grabbed, before it flipped Tough as Nails over. Tough as Nails, now having issues with being upside down, got flipped again before it died and got counted out. So Tough as Nails got picked up, dropped, and had barrels drop on it. Tough as Nails now sprang back to life, grabbed the barrel and got hit by Mr. Psycho's hammer before driving into the pit. Next up was Full Body Spinner Cyclone. Scraptosaur flipped Cyclone multiple times. Scraptosaur, Cyclone, much like Tough as Nails, did not like being inverted. Scraptosaur then balanced Cyclone on its side before opening the pit, knocking Cyclone over and pitting it. Next up in the heat final was Flipper Gravity. Though those of you who know Series 7 Gravity, please put that image out of your mind right now. Gravity in the Second Dutch Wars was a completely different robot. Scraptosaur missed with its first flip, but its second flip found its mark. Gravity had entered the final with a non-functional flipping arm, so that meant it couldn't self-right. So Scraptosaur flipped Gravity some more and took it to dead metal. Matilda whacked Gravity with the rear fly wheel. Gravity then flew airflow flipper, losing its CO2 in the process. The CO2 bottle did a little dance on the floor. Gravity his CO2 canister got pitted, followed by the rest of gravity. So Scraptosaur were in the grand final of Dutch Robot Wars. First up for them was Vertical Spinner Meshuggah. Determined not to make the same mistake with Meshuggah as they made with Pulverizer, Scraptosaur kept away from their opponent, but Meshuggah still turned them over. Scraptosaur could itself right this time and flipped Meshuggah over after taking another hit. They flipped Meshuggah over a few times. However, they also got hit and balanced on their back before they opened the pit. In fact, they got hit quite a lot by Meshuggah. Meshuggah chose a bad time to be on the pit, and after Scraptosaur opened the pit, Meshuggah went down. So, despite being a bit battered, Scraptosaur won. Next up was Pulverizer. Again. Scraptosaur stayed away from Pulverizer at first, but it did manage to flip the spinner onto the flame pit. In the process, however, Scraptosaur flipped itself onto its back end. In the process of getting free, it did flip. It freed itself. It got free to flip Pulverizer again and opened the pit. But Pulverizer this time wisely got off the pit square before the pit opened. Pulverizer got hit by Mr. Psycho's hammer when both the robots ended up near the house robot, but it was Scraptosaur that died and got counted out. So Growler grabbed it. That just caused Scraptosaur to come back to life. So Growler chased Scraptosaur into the pit. Still, third place is good and nothing to be ashamed of. So now it's where we go over to Series 7 of UK Robot Wars. Scraptosaur now had eyes, no pattern and a pirate flag. In fact, this was now version 3 of Scraptosaur. It landed in Heat H and drew Box Flipper Ceros, Drillbot and 15th Seeds, Ming Dynasty, and Grabber Metallus. Or Grabber Lifter. It was a robot, Metallus. Scraptosaur targeted Ming Dynasty first, but Ceros beat them there, so they went after Metallus instead. This time their flip missed, so Ceros flipped Metallus over as well. Meanwhile, Ming Dynasty self-righted, so Scraptosaur made a beeline for the 15th Seeds and flipped them before refusing to leave them be. So Ceros showed up when Scraptosaur did leave Ming Dynasty be for a second. Ceros righted Ming Dynasty. This was followed by Ceros working with Scraptosaur to annoy the 15th Seeds, and Scraptosaur opened the pit. Ming Dynasty tried to annoy Scraptosaur as time ran out. Of course, Scraptosaur was trying to do the same. And as time ran out, of course, the judges were called in. Scraptosaur went through with Ceros. Next up for them was Double Flipper St. Aggro. Scraptosaur flipped St. Aggro early on, but being a double flipper, this had no effect on St. Aggro whatsoever. Scraptosaur flipped St. Aggro quite a bit, but missed some flips as well before opening the pit. St. Aggro missed a flip of its own, but it found its mark with its second flip. And Scraptosaur ended up upside down. Scraptosaur tried and failed self-right, not helped by Sir Kilowat and Cassius Chrome showing up in rapid succession. So, Scraptosaur got counted out. Scraptosaur got pushed to the drop zone, had a boy land on it before it got pitted. So, out went Scraptosaur. Next up was the Third World Championships, where they drew Tough as Nails and Gravity, now in its wedge flipper form. Both were in the semis, and of course, both had reason for revenge. Scraptosaur made for the pit release tyre, only for Tough as Nails to grab them. Scraptosaur opened the pit, but Tough as Nails carried Scraptosaur over to the pit and dumped them in the hole. Gravity joined them not long afterwards. Scraptosaur surprised me with how well they did in the Dutch Wars. I knew they'd been in the Dutch Wars, but I didn't expect them to do as well as they did. You'd be forgiven for thinking they didn't do much out at all, given their record in UK Robot Wars, but they did prove themselves to be a capable robot, particularly in the Dutch Wars. However, for them, self-writing was a bit of a headache, and between that and Pulverizer and the lack of a third Dutch series, they never got to win the trophy. So, who's next? Could be anything. Or anyone. One got flicked out the box, but this one did not. Sweeney Todd. Until next week, Callison244, out.